Hey y'all, it is Wednesday and I'm sitting here and I'm working on work and I'm thinking about today's stream because today's going to be my first Wednesday stream in forever. I used to do them in the mornings, like 8 a.m. We'd have coffee together, but since I've moved and my schedule's different, I don't do that anymore. I'm trying to get comfy. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about was the importance of knowing your local flora and fauna and animals and critters, because in when you research and you investigate the supernatural and the paranormal, you first need to know what's natural and normal for an area, right? You can't know what's not supposed to be there if you don't know what's supposed to be there, and not just like what's supposed to be there, but how they interact. We talk about the natural phenomenon of will-o'-the-wisp, where you get those glowing lights over marshes and creeks and things like that. It's good to know if the area you're in that is common, if you happen to have the right, I'm so sorry, my phone is going off. It's the middle of the workday. But you need to know, like, if that's naturally occurring in an area before you immediately go, oh, there's a headless ghost man swinging a lantern. And in this case, I like to talk about like the Mako road light, where they actually did test for that, and there was no will-o'-the-wisp, and it does have a scientific name. I'm not going to butcher it. But they looked at that because we had the Mako light, where people would see a light in the distance, and they attributed it to Joe Baldwin, a story that was told of a conductor who, on the tracks, everybody kind of has these stories around their own towns in the U.S., I feel like. But it was one of those things that, they disproved what could be a natural occurrence. So, we need to do that in this case. And the reason why I'm saying this is because one of the things I am going to be talking about each week on Wednesdays is not only our monsters from Mondays, our Monday monsters, but to go along with that, I'm getting that inspiration from a deck of cards. I have another deck of cards that is mushroom based, and with this one, I'm gonna, this week we did the Ace of Spades for the monsters, and so I'm gonna do the Ace of Spades for my mushroom cards. So that way I can keep it all together. But the reasoning behind that is twofold. One, I love mushrooms. But two, we need to know a little bit about, what might be growing naturally in areas. And mushrooms, fungi, are one of those things. They do some really cool, weird shit. And so it's always nice to know what kind of mushroom we're might be affecting an area. Maybe it is bioluminescent and it puts out a pretty glowing light at night. Maybe the way it releases its spores can create a hallucinogenic and you don't know about it because you're just walking around in the woods. So it's one of these things that we're going to learn about mushrooms while we learn about our monsters. But I want people to know that, again, if you're going to look into things that shouldn't be there or are unexplained, look first at the things that can be explained and learn about them. There's nothing wrong with having a deep knowledge of your local wildlife if you're a fucking cryptid hunter. People don't get this, but it's true. So, it's perfectly okay to learn about the natural stuff that's around, what's natural and normal, before you investigate and research the supernatural and paranormal. So I just wanted to say that. I hope you guys have a great rest of the week. And I do hope you come and hang out with me today, 5 o'clock on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheLilyLore. And that Lily is Lily. So 2 L's total, but just one in the middle. People get confused. But so come hang out with me on stream and let's learn about the supernatural and the very natural. Y'all have a good one.